Welcome everyone, this is your host Abraham L. Jack. You are a professional game master. First of all, this channel is proudly sponsored by the Era Crueltide Pocket Rulebook Kickstarter. In this tabletop RPG, Santa Claus has been captured, and you need to rescue him. You can roleplay as any sort of fantasy creature. You could be a human with magical holiday powers. You could be one of Santa's helpers, an elf. You could be a talking reindeer. You could be a gingerbread cookie golem. You can be anything. And you need to rescue Santa Claus and perhaps restore the holiday cheer. Check out the stretch goals. The link to the Kickstarter will be in the description and in the pinned comment. This channel is also proudly sponsored by Dead Studios, the publishers and developers of Dames of Asstoria, a tabletop role-playing game where you play as monster girls experiencing high adventure in a world that doesn't fully accept them. They have recently released The Daughters of Lamb. This is a pay what you want tabletop RPG, where you get to play as cybernetic nuns with guns, looking for the missing pieces of their AI god. You will find that in their website. The link will be in the description and in the pinned comment. This channel is also proudly sponsored by the Red Room Publishing. Please check out their store for exclusive tabletop RPG products and check out their free tabletop RPG, the Red Roleplaying Game, a generic system that is able to handle any sort of theme, genre, flavor, setting that you can imagine. Definitely check it out. You will find it in their website. The link will be in the description and in the pinned comment as well. A moment, please, while I maximize. All right. Today, I wanted to talk about the recent cult Divinity Lost the Black Madonna session for this ongoing campaign. Mm, I think some very important things were highlighted when it comes to running, how you say, a dangerous dungeon crawl type of situation. Now, Cult Divinity Lost is not exactly structured around the dungeon crawl, but there were some moments, and I will, of course, this video is going to contain spoilers, keep that in mind. There was a moment during the session where they went into this pocket dimension sort of area, and it is quite the labyrinth. But by describing your actions, by actually role playing, you can actually navigate those maddening complexes even without a map. Although I would still recommend that in most cases you should keep a map. But if you don't want to keep a map, or do you want, handle things a bit more loose, just describe your actions. You could see how the entire group was navigating the situation by describing that they were opening the door closest to them. If they wanted to, they could have said, I open the door closest to me that we have not yet explored. We go into the closest room that we have not entered yet. You can describe your actions, and that way you can navigate the dungeon no matter how intricate or complex the site is. I also like it that they employed various tactics, especially Judd when it comes to quick thinking. When they were attacked by the enemies, Judd already, like he said, he was role playing his character that had experiences dealing with various dangerous situations. And so he already had a plan before the encounter and after the encounter. That is very important. But everybody, in general, they took some really quick actions against the centipede, against the enemies. Sylvia, Miguel, uh, Pierre. Although Pierre was more about, I would say, investigation in this session, but they all displayed their quick thinking, their actions. And so, no matter the complexity of the adventure site, you can always describe how you are navigating the area. You could say, instead of like describing, I walk down the corridor and turn left and continue and turn right. If you have already explored an area, you could easily, let's say, fast travel to that area by describing, I go back to the room where we encountered the notebook on the floor. Something like that. So it's all handled via description because this is a tabletop role-playing game. This is unlike, for example, a video game where you're moving your character about using your cursor, your control stick, moving the character through the dungeon, or depending on the game, navigating various menus. Here you handle things through description, and you can save yourself a lot of time when it comes to describing exactly what your character is doing. So I think this session, although, how you say, not expected of your usual cult situation, the dungeon crawl portion, very well handled through description, and in the case of the quick thinking, those tactics, those strategies could save the life of the entire party. When a total party kill occurs, it is not some sort of punishment. It is actually the consequence of your actions as a player character. Sometimes there could be luck involved, but remember that when you are role playing in tabletop role playing games, you are taking action within the game environment, within the fictional world. So you have a lot of control over what occurs, what falls upon your character. You can always take an action to see if you can save yourself and even not only survive but thrive. Thank you for watching this video. I hope it was informative and entertaining. And thank you so much to those of you that are going the extra mile to support the channel. If anyone else wishes to further support the channel, consider joining as a member using the super thanks button. Like, subscribe, take a look at the information in the description and in the pinned comment. This has been your host, Abraham L. Jaguar, a professional game master, and remember, master roleplay and you will master the game. Once again, thank you and see you later.